Hi, I'm Jim Franks, and you're listening to Verse by Verse. My verse for today is Malachi chapter 3, verse 8. An honest person is really hard to find today, or at least it seems so. We often think of dishonesty or stealing as being something we do as human beings among ourselves. But have you ever considered that we could be robbing God? And if so, how does that happen? The eighth commandment is quite simple and straightforward. You shall not steal. We know that stealing can take on a number of forms. Generally, it means to take something that does not belong to you. It can be money, equipment, supplies, or anything that does not belong to you. Let's go to our verse for today, where the prophet Malachi states emphatically, speaking on behalf of God, that human beings are robbing God. Will a man rob God? Yet you have robbed me. But you say, in what way have we robbed you? In tithes and offerings. The Bible is quite clear that everything belongs to God. Man was created on day 6 from the dust of the ground, and everything he possessed from that point on originally came from God. There are a number of scriptures that confirm this very truth. Psalm 24, verse 1, the earth is the Lord's and all its fullness, the world and those who dwell therein. In the New Testament, we read in 1 Corinthians 10, verse 26, for the earth is the Lord's and all its fullness. But even though everything belongs to God, He only asks for 10% or a tithe to be paid to Him through the tabernacle and temple in the Old Testament and through the church in the New Testament. We read this in Leviticus 27, verse 30. And all the tithe of the land, whether of the seed of the land or of the fruit of the tree, is the Lord's. It is holy to the Lord. In addition to the 10%, we also know that God requests offerings during the course of the year, during the various holy day seasons. These are free will, and the amount is determined by the giver. Now back to the book of Malachi. In this book, Malachi addresses some serious problems with the priesthood and the Israelites as to their approach toward God. This was historically the time after the Jews have returned from captivity and completed the Second Temple. This building could not hold a candle to the original temple, but it still served as the holy place, and even Christ called it a house of prayer and His Father's house during His earthly ministry. In this context, we can glean the following things from the book of Malachi. Malachi contains historical data for that day. Malachi contains a prophetic message for the time of Christ and the time of the end. Tithing is presented in the context of a repentant mind. Not to tithe is equal to violating the eighth commandment. Growing up in the church, I was committed to tithing from the time I was very small. Every dime I earned, I considered 1 cent belonged to God. One thing that gets forgotten in all this has to do with the blessings that God promises if you obey Him. In the past, we've published booklets and letters documenting how faithfully tithing led to financial blessings, even among the members who were very poor. Please believe me, tithing works. I've been practicing this principle since the age of 12, which is now more than 60 years. God has never failed me when I did my part. This admonition in Malachi was for the people of His day, but it equally applies to our day. Christ Himself stated emphatically that He did not come to destroy the law or the prophets. If we aren't tithing money that we earned with the work of our hands, then we fall into the category of being a thief. But if we do pay the tithe, we open ourselves up to great blessings. Which will it be?
If you've been enjoying Verse by Verse and want to help the show grow, here's what you can do to get the word out. Wherever you're listening, make sure to subscribe. If you're on a platform that accepts reviews and ratings, those can both make a big difference in helping other people find us. Verse by Verse is a Life, Hope, and Truth podcast. Check out the show notes to find more free content, like videos, articles, and booklets in our Learning Center.